Excuse me. Okay, good afternoon. Today's class is transforming your self talk. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about, transforming your self talk. So, this lesson focuses on how the way you speak to yourself shapes your emotions, decisions, and confidence, and your healing. Now, your inner dialogue is not just thoughts, it is programming that influences how you see yourself and your life. Let's look here as for the inner critique versus inner coaching. Now, inside every person, there are two voices. The inner critique, this voice is harsh, is judgmental, and rooted in fear. It says things like, you're not enough, you always messing up, or you'll never change. That's what it says, things like that. Usually, that's your inner child. That is the inner child. The loudest voice is your inner child, and your inner child does not make great adult decisions. Remember that. And then you have the inner coach, which is the spirit within you. The voice is supportive, realistic, and growth focused. It says things like, you can learn from this, take it one step at a time, or you're improving. Healing is not about removing the inner critic completely. No, it is about strengthening the inner coach so it leads your thoughts. Now let's look at cognitive distortion, right? This is inaccurate thought patterns that feel true but are not based in reality. So the common examples of that is all or nothing thinking. If I fail, then I'm a failure. Or overgeneralizing. This always happens to me. Mind reading. They must think badly of me. Catastrophizing. This will ruin everything. I mean, you just take it to the extreme. Labeling. I am a failure instead of I made a mistake. hmm So, this type of teaching teaches us to challenge these thoughts, question them, and replace them with truth based thinking. Now, teaching the mind a new language. This is how you rewire your brain. Your brain learns through repetition. If you repeat negative thoughts, they become automatic. If you repeat healing thoughts, they also become automatic. So, which one do you choose? This means you can retrain your mind. You can replace old beliefs with new ones. You can build emotional safety through words. You can shift your identity through consistent self talk. New language creates new internal identity. So you have to learn how to speak to yourself. So let's look at speaking to yourself like someone you love. I want you to ask yourself this: would I say this to someone I care about? The next time you get ready to say something, would I say this to someone I care about? And if the answer is no, then it should not be spoken over you either. Okay? Self love sounds like I'm learning, I'm allowed to grow slowly, I made a mistake, not my identity. I made a mistake, it is not my identity. I can try again. How you talk to yourself sets the standards for how others are allowed to treat you. Thank you guys for coming in. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe for more teaching. So let's break it down. The inner voice you practice becomes the life you live. Your repeated thoughts become your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your behavior and your outcome. Okay? Always remember that. Self love begins with self talk. The foundation of healing is how you speak to yourself when no one else is around. How do you speak to yourself when no one else is around? Don't go around acting healed around everyone else. When people are around, you talking about some, oh, you got to love yourself and you got to be this and you got to be, this is your power. No, 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 no. When no one's around, how do you speak to yourself? What do you say? Are you saying, oh man, I'm not good enough for this. I can't do this? Are you still self doubting, but yet you're teaching and telling everybody else they can? Mm-mm. So I'm gonna give you some homework for mental, spiritual, and your physical. So the mental exercise, I want you to take one negative thought, I want you to challenge it and reframe it. I'm not good enough. Challenge it. Why not? Who said? By what standard? I am good enough. I just need to practice. Or I need to study. I am good enough. Okay? Your body exercise, I want you to learn how to relax your jaw. Let your tongue drop. That's what I want you to focus on. Close your eyes. Allow your jaw. I can't relax mine because I'm teaching, but your jaw to relax and drop your tongue. And I just want you to breathe in blow out. 4, 4, 44. Okay? That's your body exercise. And then your soul exercise. I want you to whisper 5 kind things to yourself. 5 kind things just throughout the day. I'm smart. Oh, here go one. This someone bought me these. They bought me a it was like 10 of them in a pack, and I was able to put them all around my house. Be kind. Be your own. Yeah, be your own kind of beautiful. And I have one that says be kind to yourself. Be your own kind of beautiful. Whatever your beauty is, be that. Stop attaching yourself to what the physical world said beauty is, okay? And then your declaration. I want you to repeat after me. My inner voice is loving, strong, and supportive. Now I'm going to give you some journaling prompts. What you can journal today is what negative thoughts keep repeating in my mind? What negative thoughts keep repeating in my mind? And what loving truth do I want to replace it with? What loving truth do I want to replace it with? Okay? And your homework. I want you to create a list of 10 loving statements specifically for you, just for you, to you. 10 statements that's to you. You can make them affirmations, but it's just for you. I want you to be so focused on you. This is why I give you so much work to do. So you can be so focused on you. You don't have time for any other nonsense. You don't have time to clap back. You don't have time to do any of that because you're focusing on you. You, what do you want? What do you like? What do you like? 10 loving statements specifically for yourself. And then this is something that you can take to, I call it tabletop talk, T-O-P, tabletop talk. This is when, as you're healing, right? The people, I don't like when I hear people say, oh, I'm doing better, I'm healing, and I had to cut everybody else off. I don't like that. And the reason why I don't like that means you're storing up your gifts. And your gifts, you're supposed to be an example. As a leader, be an example. You don't have to cut them off. You can disconnect, meaning that you're no longer going to talk about nonsense or go out to a certain place anymore. But you still lead by example because you never know. You're the leader in the friendship group. And so if you change, they'll change. But if you cut them off, they'll never be able to see the greatness that's within you, and they'll never be able to see the greatness with them. So I created these questions that you can change the dynamic of the conversation, or you can journal about them. How has negative self-talk shaped your image, your self-image? How has negative self-talk shaped your self-image? And what new truth are you choosing today? What new truth are you choosing today? Now, I give you a lot of discussion questions. I'm going to give you your journaling prompts again. This is what I tell people. That book right there, Trinity Walk to Self-Love, is from my testimony. I created a journal from my testimony. The journaling questions that I give you guys, answer them. Do the work. Write your own book. Teach others. I'm just putting it out there. Putting it out there. So I'm going to give you the discussion questions again. How has negative self-talk shaped your self-image? And what new truth are you choosing today? And I'm going to give you the journaling prompts one more time. What negative thought keeps repeating in your mind? What negative thoughts keep repeating in your mind? What loving truth do I want to replace it with? What loving truth do I want to replace it with? And I want you to create 10 loving statements specific to you. Now, I usually just give one class on YouTube, but I'm going to give you another class. If you haven't liked, go ahead and like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Okay? So I just taught this on my TikTok. My TikTok is Chat with Coach Nye if you ever want to join us for the Lead Her Morning show every morning. Servant leadership. Let's talk about servant leadership. Servant leadership. Leading by serving, not controlling. True leadership serves first. Servant leadership is not about power. It's about purpose. That's what servant leadership is. Purpose is of God. Passion is of self. Purpose is how you can help others. Passion is how can I serve myself. So servant leadership is not about power. It's about purpose. Great leaders don't position themselves above others. They position themselves to help others grow. So whatever you're doing is not so you can get a great evaluation or you can get a good write up at work or you can get an award. What you're doing, yeah, you may get an award out of it, but you're doing it from a place of love. You truly love and you truly want to see people win. I'm sorry, that light was killing my eyes. You truly want to see people win. So great leaders don't position themselves above others. They position themselves to help others grow. Now, your influence grows when your heart is focused on service. When your heart is focused on service, your influence grows. I can get, as a leader, you'll get followers by what? Leading from the heart, speaking truth, being in integrity, being an example. Not my status, not because I got so many followers, hey, you got to listen to me. No. Serving builds trust and influence. People follow leaders who genuinely care about them. Yes, I will follow you to the moon and back if I know that you genuinely care about me. Let me get this light up. If I know that, then I'll follow you. Okay. Maybe that'll help a little bit. That light is something else. Okay? Service creates connections, loyalty, and respect. The more you serve with integrity, the stronger your leadership impact becomes. That's why I just tell people just be your true authentic self. Be your honest self. You don't have to worry about fitting in anywhere. Just be who you were called to be. If you're a loving person, be a loving person. If you're a butthole, then be a butthole. Don't fake not being a butthole just to gain followers. No. Okay? Now let's talk about humility. Humility is the strength of a leader. Humility is not weakness, it is strength under control. Servant leaders don't need to be seen as the most important person in the room. Absolutely not. We do not have to be seen as the most important person in the room. As a leader, matter of fact, you don't even want to be, you're going to be seen regardless. There's nothing that you need to do. It's nothing that you need to say. You're going to be seen regardless. So you don't have to be seen as the most important person in the room. You already control the room by knowing who you are. Meaning that you can sit at the table. Some people sit at tables with other people that they feel that they don't belong, so they'll try and fit in. Versus you can sit at that same table with that multimillionaire and billionaire. And yes, you don't have the multimillions and the billions, but you're comfortable with who you are, so you can sit at the table. And you're not going to sell your soul, sell yourself short, make yourself feel less than, or regret the things that you did, or embarrass yourself because you're comfortable with who you are. You're going to lead with authenticity. So leaders, we focus on the growth and success of others. I'm more worried about you growing than failing. The example I used is as a trainer when I'm in the gym and I see someone doing an exercise wrong, I'll gently guide them. I don't just sit and say, oh man, I don't laugh at them. I want to see other women win. So women, you're in the gym, you're doing something wrong. That means if I watch you do it wrong and you never get it right, you'll never meet your goals. I want you to meet your goals. I want you to meet whatever goal you have in your head. I want you to meet that goal. So I'm going to teach you or I'm going to show you the proper way. Even though you may have an attitude or feel like, there she go. No, I want to see you win. You may not see it, but that's because I'm in a wholesome state and you are in a state of survival mode. Survival mode leads with negative. I'm leading with I want to see you win. So other leaders, they focus on growth and success of others. And you can only do that by being comfortable with who you are as a leader, knowing who you are, your self-worth. Leadership is not about leadership is about impact, not image. So healthy leaders are more concerned with transformation than being recognized. I don't have to be recognized, but if I can help you identify and trigger that whole thing of separation from survival mode into a wholesome state, understanding that there is another part of just being human, the spiritual and the physical world. Yeah, I'm more concerned with that than being recognized and having a lot of followers. I'll build that up by teaching you. Your assignment is to help others become better, not to compete for attention. As leaders, we are here to help others become better. I'm not competing with you. There is no reason in 2026 women should be competing with each other. It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. No one should be competing for attention because we all have purpose. We all are born in purpose, on purpose, for a reason, right? We're all born on purpose, with a purpose, for a purpose. So competing with you is going to get me where? It's not even going to get me higher in my purpose because I'm too busy worrying about your purpose. So, no, healthy leaders are more concerned with transformation than being recognized. Okay? Oh, excuse me. So, your assignment is to help others become better, not to compete for attention. Real leadership is measured by the lives changed, not applause received. So, the lives that I change, the people that I help, and I trigger them into wanting to heal and understanding what a wholesome state is, that's more than anything. I don't need a applaud for that. I don't need a validation. I don't need any of that. Servant leaders multiply other leaders. Yes, I'm a leader that develop other leaders. When you serve others well, you help them grow into leaders themselves because you lead by example. Leadership is not meant to be hoarded. It is meant to be shared. You cannot hoard up your leadership is a purpose. Purpose is your gift. That is your job from God. You can't hoard up your gift. You cannot store up. Do never store up your gift. Your gift is your gift. Meaning that the world told you don't wear your heart on your sleeve, but yet you carry the fruits. You carry the fruits. But you pretend not to be a loving person because you don't want to get hurt. You're storing up your gifts. You have to be who you are and allow the world to be what it is. You be who you are. You are a loving person. Your energy is good. Don't hide and change your energy because these people are horrible. Allow the world to be. The enemy's job is to kill, steal and destroy. That is his job. Let him do his job, but you continue to do your job. See what the mission that God have you on, your purpose, your love is needed. Your kindness is needed. Your joy is needed. You can't be in purpose if you're not being your true authentic self. So don't store up your gifts. No. You serve others well. You help them grow into leaders themselves. Leadership is not meant to be hoarded. No, it is meant to be shared. Strong leaders raise up other strong leaders. I want to see you win. As y'all say, twin. Okay, so let's look at our RPI reflection. Of course, y'all about to get homework, so I give homework. Every platform that I teach, I give homework for inner work. So RPI is the 5 pillars of the foundation of Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp. It's something that I created, and I'm the founder of the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp, where I teach you how to heal spiritually, mentally, and physically. RPI is what you use to self-regulate, to get yourself back to a wholesome state. Now, for this assignment, I use it this way, and I'll teach you how to use it as a checks and balance for yourself. So, A for acknowledge. Where can I serve more intentionally in my leadership, relationship, or community? R for release. Release pride, ego, the need for recognition, and the desire for control. P for practice. Perform one intentional act of service today without expecting anything in return. I for inner explorer. How does my attitude towards serving others reflect my leadership mindset? And then E for empower. Choose one belief that aligns with humility, service, and impact. If you want an RPI reflection card so you can keep it at your desk wherever you are, you can go to tofbootcamp.com, tofbootcamp.com. Go under my shop, download it for free. Okay? And also get on the subscriber email list. I send out homework every week. Now, how do you use RPI as a checks and balance for yourself to get you back self-regulated? Well, how you use it is, like I said, RPI, acknowledge, release, practice, inner, explore, and empower. You acknowledge that there is a problem, that you've been triggered. Acknowledge that that is a trigger. Release whatever negative thought or whatever it is that attached to you that took you out of your energy. Release it, right? And then practice whatever kind of, if it's taking a walk, if it's taking a breath, taking deep breaths, I always tell people use the 44-44. 44-44 is for 4 times, breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds. And that is to self-regulate you, to ground you back to a state of self, right? To be present. And then I for inner explore, which is a self-reflection. I want you to do a self-reflection of how did you get here? Or how did that bad energy get into your energy? And then E, empower yourself, create boundaries so that it never happens again. That's how you use it as a checks and balance for yourself. So let's do declaration. Repeat after me. I am a servant leader. I lead with humility, compassion, and purpose. I choose service over status, impact over image, and growth over recognition. I use my leadership to uplift, empower, and develop others. My influence grows as I serve with integrity and love. Thank you guys for joining. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead subscribe. Now I'm going to give you a journaling prompt. And if you're into meditation, I'll give you a meditation prompt as well. I'll give you your homework assignment and your scripture. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so your journaling prompt: how can I serve others more intentionally without needing recognition or reward? Now, as I tell people, when I give you this homework, this is for you to do the inner work. That book behind me, Trinity Walk to Self Love, that is my book from my testimony that I teach people how to heal. The journaling prompts and the things that and the homework that I'm giving you is for you to do the inner work. Do the inner work. Write your testimony. Write your book. How did you heal? What did you do? I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you the tools you need. If you wanted to write a book or you wanted to make, I'm giving you the tools that you need so you can help others, though. That's how it's purpose, how you can help others. Okay? So, your journaling prompt: how can I serve others more intentionally without needing recognition or reward? And then your meditation prompt: I want you to spend 5 to 10 minutes imagining yourself serving others with a pure heart, helping and encouraging and uplifting without seeking attention or validation. So just imagine yourself as in your true authentic state. 5 to 10 minutes, who you were called to be, that good person that you are, that love that you are. Imagine yourself being that. And as you're being that, and there's no one around that's looking for, you're looking for validation. There's no one around. You're just comfortable being your true authentic self, helping others. Now, I want you to reflect on how it makes you feel to lead from humility, peace, and purpose. So as you're being your true authentic self, how does that make you feel? That's it. I want you to spend 5 to 10 minutes being your true authentic self, imagining that. And what's the feeling that overcomes you? Hmm? And from there, I want you to repeat, and I want you to breathe and repeat. I lead by serving. I grow by giving. I lead by serving. I grow by giving. Just learn how to get present. That's what the self-regulation is. I always tell people your nervous system, that is your discernment. That is the way God speaks to you. And in order to hear God, you have to learn to self-regulate. And that's what I'm teaching you, okay? So you got your homework assignment, which is your service practice challenge. Now, your challenge is: I want you to identify one person or group you can serve this week. I don't want you to force yourself on it. Allow God to lead you to where you need to be. And I want you to go in there not trying to fit in, but being comfortable with who you are. If everybody's talking and you're not comfortable with speaking, or you don't feel led to speak, then don't speak. Don't just join a conversation because everybody else is doing it. What I'm teaching you is how to just be comfortable with being you, being comfortable with being the fly on the wall, being comfortable with being in the room and the attention is not on you, right? And then 2, perform one act of service without telling anyone. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. 3, reflect on how serving affected your mindset and your emotions. Once you serve, how did it affect your mindset and your emotion? How did it make you feel? Identify how did it make you feel. And then write down one lesson you learned about leadership through service. One lesson you learned about leadership through service. And then encourage or uplift at least one person intentionally every day. But don't force it. Don't just go out of your way. Don't do it, okay? So your scripture for today is Mark 10:45. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. So the takeaway of everything that we just learned today is servant leadership shifts your focus from being seen to making a difference. The greatest leaders are those who are willing to serve, uplift, and grow others without needing recognition. So that is the end of class. Ladies, are I don't know who's all in the room, but if it's ladies, if you want to join the Lead Her Movement Network, it is leadhermovement.mn.co, leadhermovement.mn.co. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead subscribe and check out my playlist because I got a lot of teaching over there. This is my book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, Walmart website. It is a journal teaching you how to heal, and I give you questions in there as well. If you need any coaching sessions, any type of coaching, physical fitness, life coaching, whatever it is. If you want to book me, it is tofbootcamp.com, tofbootcamp.com. I also ask that you get on the email subscriber list over at tofbootcamp.com because I send out homework every week and it's for free. Um, the Lead Her Movement Network is leadhermovement.mn.co. My podcast, I teach on there as well. You get homework. It is Chat with Coach Nye. You can find me on all streaming platforms. Chat with Coach Nye. My TikTok, every weekday I do the Lead Her Morning Show, and the Lead Her Morning Show is where I teach women about leadership. All my social media, TikTok is Chat with Coach Nye. So if you haven't subscribed here, go ahead and subscribe. You guys have an amazing rest of the day. Coach Nye out.